People reveal their intelligence not when they speak wisely, but when they speak honestly. It is not about quoting philosophers or sprinkling Latin in your sentences, though that does make you sound like a 19th century encyclopedia salesman. No, true intelligence is revealed in conversation. Not through what is said, but how it's said. Because every dialogue, however trivial, is an X-ray of the mind. A window into someone's depth, or lack thereof. So today, we'll explore 5 types of conversations that quietly, inevitably, betray a person's intelligence. 1. The conversation about ideas, not people. Let's start with the classic attributed, perhaps falsely, to Eleanor Roosevelt. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. The quote survives because it's true. When you talk to an intelligent person, the conversation feels like oxygen. It expands, it breathes, it climbs. They don't gossip, they extrapolate. They don't retell, they reinterpret. You mention a film, and they discuss its metaphor for power. You mention the weather, and they drift into chaos theory. You mention your cat, and they start quoting Schrödinger. They take the mundane and make it metaphysical. An intelligent conversation is not a ping-pong match of opinions. It's a duet of curiosity. You leave it lighter, but also more awake. And sometimes the most brilliant line they utter is a question. 2. The conversation. Where they admit they don't know. Few things are more sophisticated than 3 words. I don't know. The unintelligent mind clings to certainty because certainty feels safe. But the intelligent one knows that knowledge is an asymptote. You can approach it forever, but never reach it. So when you hear someone say, "I'm not sure," don't mistake it for ignorance. It's evidence of humility, that rarest form of wisdom. Intelligent people understand that doubt is not weakness. It's precision. They'll listen, pause, and say, "That's interesting. I don't know enough about it. Tell me more." And in that small act of intellectual honesty, they do what the loud never can. They learn. 3. The conversation that challenges without attacking you can always tell the difference between intelligence and ego by how disagreement feels. The unintelligent argue to win. The intelligent debate to understand. They don't need to raise their voice, because their weapon is logic, not volume. They don't corner you, they corner the idea. With them, conversation feels like chess, not war. They'll say things like, "I see your point, but have you considered?" Or, "That's true, but it collapses under this example." It's surgical, elegant, precise. They challenge you as if polishing a gem, not smashing it. And when they're proven wrong, they smile. Because for the intelligent, correction is not humiliation. It's calibration. 4. The conversation that turns small talk into big talk. An intelligent person can start with, "How are you?" and end up at, "What does it mean to be?" They have a gift for transformation. They take small talk, that mechanical exchange of verbal receipts, and twist it until it becomes existential. They can talk about traffic and somehow reach human behavior, about coffee, and end up discussing the economics of comfort. To them, everything is a metaphor, every trivial detail, a door. They don't dominate the conversation, they elevate it. You begin discussing the surface and suddenly realize you're 30 meters underwater. That's how intelligence works. It pulls you deeper without ever pushing. 5. The conversation about you, that you'll remember forever. This one is subtle, because truly intelligent people don't need to prove they're intelligent. They reveal it in empathy, in how well they listen. You'll notice it. When you speak, they're not waiting to respond. They're absorbing. They ask questions that cut through your rehearsed answers, and suddenly, you find yourself saying things you didn't know you believed. They don't just listen to your words. They listen to your pauses, your hesitations, your unspoken metaphors. And later, when you walk away, you realize something extraordinary. They barely talked about themselves, but somehow, You feel understood. That's not charisma. That's intelligence refined into emotional precision. Because the truly smart don't need to shine. They illuminate others. Reflection, slow, introspective. Intelligence, after all, is not about information. It's about interpretation. It's not the size of your library, but the architecture of your thought. And nowhere is that architecture more visible than in conversation. So listen closely to others and to yourself. Do your words seek to impress or to express? Do they defend or discover? Do they end things or open them? Because your conversations are not just exchanges, they're reflections of how you think, how you feel, how you exist. Closing, warm, philosophical tone. The next time you talk to someone, really talk, watch how they move through language. Do they chase certainty or curiosity? Do they dominate or dance? Because in the end, a person's mind always leaks through their words. Their syntax is their fingerprint, and if you ever meet someone whose conversation makes you think, not faster, but deeper, hold on to them. They are rare, they are real, and in a world that screams, they still know how to listen. This is high IQ society, and if you're still here, you already speak our language.